Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. How are you doing, guys? This is lesson 12.1, Analyze Line Plot. Our objective here is read a line plot. So we need to understand what do we mean with a line plot and how to read the line plot. Okay? A line plot is just a way of representing data. Like, for example, if I came to your class and I asked you, what is your favorite subject? Each one of you will reply to me with a different subject. Maybe some of you will tell me math, maybe 5 students will tell me math, 10 students will tell me science or English. When I collect these data from you and organize them, I can use a line plot to organize them to know which subject is like the most popular and the least subject, just to organize the data. So this is our lesson today. Let's have a look on a question here. Here we have several students were asked how many blocks they walk from home to school each day. The results are shown in the line plot below. How many students were asked the question? So this is very basic question, just is asking you how many students were asked. This is the line, it's line plot, because we have a line and we plot some points here. These points, each point for a student or for a value in a set of data. Like we have here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 students walk 1 block to go to the school, and here 5 students go 2 blocks. Here it's written number of blocks, so 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, and so on till 7 blocks. And here the number of students that they were asked. So in all of them altogether, if we counted them, this is 4 plus 5 plus 5. If we counted all of them, we will get 25 students. So how many students were asked the question? Like the total number of the group members, all of them are 25 students. In the other questions, he will ask you what is like how many students walk for 1 block. You'll tell him just 4. How many students were like what is the value that most repeated value? Which value is the most repeated value? Like most of the students walk how many blocks? So it's shown here that, like the highest column here. This is 80 students, 8 dots. So this is like the most repeated value. So he's also asking about this. Maybe he will ask about the difference between. Let's see some questions here. And before we see the questions, I want to explain this point. As you see, it's very far away of them. Like there is a gap here, and it's very different than all of them. It's looks like odd value. We call this value outlier. So the outlier is the furthest or the most different value for a set of data. Here he's explaining for you what is the line plot. So it just shows data along a number line, and each dot or X represents one value in the data set. Here a line plot shows how often each value occurs. Okay, and here the outlier is any value that is very different from the rest of the values. So like this here, what is, you don't mention how many it's repeated, you just mention the value itself. So the outlier here is the 3. Okay, let's go through the practice now. What is an outlier in a set of data? As we said, it's a value that is very different from the other values. Okay, so very different is the key word here. In the line plot on the previous page, do any values occur the same number of times? Let's see. this here, do we have here any values here have the same number of dots above it? We have here 2, and here also we have 2. So yes, we have half and 1.5. So yes, half and 1.5 occur the same number of times. This is an explanation. Both values have 2 dots. Okay, question number 3. Describe any patterns in the line plot on the previous page. Like any common thing here is any common thing here. So we can say that most of the dots are repeated here. Like most of the dots are between half and 1.5. These are most of the values. Just one value is 3, which is the outlier. Okay. Question number 4. Mr. Rice's students ran a 40-yard dash in the following times in seconds. We have here recorded the time in seconds of some students that make like a race. Okay, it's 40 yards. How many race times are recorded? Like how many students are we have recorded their times? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and double that, that's 16. So 16 students or 16 race times, no problem. Here, use the line plot that shows the data. Which time occurred most often? So we need to understand this. We need to read it well. This is the time in seconds, 6.8. It's between 6.8 till 7.3. The most one is repeated here. Which one? 7.1. So the answer here is 7.1. If he told you how many times it's repeated, you will tell him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But if he told you which time, like which of these times occurred most often, you will tell him the time itself, 7.1. Okay, this is another question. We have here a line plot and we need to read it. Let's understand it first. Here we have orders of cheese, and here amount in pounds. So we have some guys here, they have like 2 guys have ordered quarter pound of cheese, and here 4 guys have ordered half pound of cheese. If you can read it like that, you can answer any question here, inshallah. How many orders for cheese does the line plot show? How many? All of them. This is the basic question. So here 2 plus 4, that's 6 plus 3, 9. 9 plus 2, 11 plus 1, that's 12. So 12 orders. Which amount of cheese was ordered most often? Which amount, like which one here? Don't say to me 4, no. Which amount here? Half. How many times? It's 4. Now he's asking you which amount, so you tell him the half itself. The last question here, how many more orders for cheese were for 3/4 pound or less than for 1 pound or more? So 3/4 or less for all of these. Like 3/4, we have 3 here, 3 orders plus or less, like plus 4 plus 2. 3 plus 4, that's 7 plus 2, 9. So this 9 is more than 1 pound or more here. 1 pound or more. Here we have 2 or more. So all of them here are 3. So these orders are 9 and these orders are 3. How many more orders here? 9 than 3. That's 6 orders. Okay, this is the last question today. Use the information shown in the line plot. How many melons weigh more than 4 pounds and less than 5.5? More than 4, so we take from 4.5, and less than 5.5, so we take just 5. We don't take 5.5 because he told you less than 5.5. So we take the number of these together. You count them. This is 4 and this is 5, 6, 7. So 4 plus 7, that's 11. So the answer here is 11. Okay, thank you for watching, and I wish you understand it, how to read the line plot. Wish you the best. If you have any questions, that just pass it to me in a comment or anywhere. Okay, thank you.